Hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I changed the oil in my 2020 Ducati Multistrada 1260 Enduro. Hopefully you're watching this video because you've put 9,000 miles packed full of amazing experiences and you're getting ready to change the oil on your bike. If that is the case, make sure to watch this video first, as there were some challenges with doing the oil change on this bike. I will cover the challenges and how I dealt with them, and hopefully it will help you be successful and prepared. So first, make sure that you buy the appropriate oil. I ended up buying the Shell Advanced oil from the Ducati dealer because I did not have any place local that I could purchase the Shell Advanced oil. I also had trouble finding oil from other brands that met all the spec requirements that are listed within the Ducati manual. So I was hesitant to purchase an oil from another manufacturer. If you happen to find another oil that meets all the requirements, please post that in the comments below so that everyone else can have the same options. Second, at this time, Ducati is the only manufacturer for the oil filters for this bike, so I have provided the Ducati part number. Third, make sure you get a replacement compression washer for the drain plug. You do not want to reuse them, and they're only a couple bucks. Here is the receipt for the purchases of the oil filter and the compression washer from the Ducati dealer. In total, it costs about 103 bucks worth of materials to change the oil on the bike. Now let's get started with the removal of the skid plate. Start by removing this 6mm Allen head bolt, followed by the two 4mm Allen head bolts. Then do the same on the opposite side. There is then another bolt on the bottom of the skid plate in the center, which I did have to heat up to get to come loose, as it had corroded a little bit and was lightly seized. One of the issues that I noted during this initial phase of disassembly was that none of the bolts had Loctite or anti-seize, so I had to be really careful not to strip out the bolt heads. After you remove the skid plate, then you can position the drain pan to collect the waste oil. Next, you need to have a high quality 5mm Allen wrench, and the reason I say high quality is one of the main things that I was noting online when I was doing my research was that people were breaking off the Allen wrenches in the drain plug. Just make sure that you use a high quality Allen wrench that has a nice tight fit. I then had to use a cheater bar on the Allen wrench to have sufficient leverage to break the drain plug loose. Then, while the oil is draining, you can remove the oil filter. It was easily removed using an oil filter wrench. Then, prior to placing the new oil filter, I rub a light amount of new oil on the O-ring. And then fill the oil filter with new oil. This is just something that I've always done when changing the oil in my car and my motorcycles. I do this with the goal of reducing the time necessary from the fresh oil to reach the critical parts of the motor. I then install the new oil filter. Then replace the compression washer on the drain plug with the new one, and then install the drain plug and tighten down. I then added the oil to the bike. With it on the center stand, the bike is slanted forward, at least in my garage. With the knowledge that the system is not completely primed, it is important to fill the oil all the way to the top fill line so that when you start the bike and it primes the system, you don't end up running the system low on oil. After oil is added to the bike, I start the bike and let it idle for a little bit. I don't rev it because, again, the system isn't primed with oil and you don't want to be revving the engine without sufficient lubrication. I just let it idle for a short period of time and then shut it off and allow the oil to drain back out of the motor and stabilize. I then recheck the oil and then add additional oil as necessary. You then reinstall the skid plate and you're all set to go. One thing to note is that I did use blue Loctite to help prevent the threads from becoming corroded. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it informative and helpful. Make sure to subscribe and check the bell for updates, and also give the video a thumbs up.